I wish, I wish to God I had a friend like me.
What's up, fam? It's your girl Q back at Blessed to Be a Blessing, where we are blessed to be a blessing. Today, I'm doing a throwback of a Mukbang Mondays video from the Meg the Stallion Hottie Sauce with Popeye's Chicken. So enjoy the mukbang, but most importantly, enjoy the conversation. Unfortunately, I'm unable to eat right now because I did have a little bit of oral surgery, but I do want you to go ahead and check out this story time. What about your friends? Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Love you.
So anyway, how's your day? Happy Monday, y'all. So what about your friends? Remember TLC? What about your friends? Are they gonna be low down? Well, the reason I want to talk about it is because I believe I have the worst history ever of friends. Y'all, I'm gonna do some story times about some of the stuff that I've been through with these so-called friends of mine that I've had over the years. And I'm talking about going all the way back to childhood. Friends you grow up with from when you was knee high. Then y'all get grown. Either they turn into a monster or they was already a monster. In my case, I've heard plenty of people have successful friendships or lasting a lifelong time or a lifetime, all of their lives since they were kids, still best friends. It's unfortunate, I didn't have that. I grew up in Milwaukee. I think I told y'all that. I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Moved to Charlotte, North Carolina when I was 16. Of course, in Milwaukee, I felt like all my friends were there, all my best friends. Friends that I grew up with as sisters. We pretty much grew up as sisters. All I can say is they hurt me the most, y'all. And after I moved to North Carolina, I kept trying to hold on to those friendships because I didn't have anybody here when I got down here. And I was so different to the kids here. Like they didn't like me, and I ain't like them either. I ain't really care. I didn't want to be their friend, and they didn't want to be mine. So the friends that I did have in high school here in Charlotte were all from different places. They weren't from Charlotte. I don't know what it is about me and some Charlotteans. Like we just don't. I don't know. We already had that discussion about regions and people's mindsets and how people think in different areas of the country. So me being from the Midwest, these people being from the South, it was just always a clash. So it is what it is. I had two friends in high school here. I moved down here my last year of high school. One was from New York and one was from Detroit. So I was cool with them. Never had any problems, any beef or nothing with them, as far as loyalty. I guess they were loyal. But the girls I grew up with, mm, 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 mm. I won't call no names. One of them is actually dead now. And I really don't feel anything about it. I didn't wish her dead or anything, but after you take people's stuff so much, I believe love can run out. Well, I won't say that, but I believe that at some point you have to cut some people off, because they're just gonna keep dogging you, and that's what that one was. She was a bad friend, horrible. She was probably the worst out of all of them. Mm-hmm. And before she died, She was reaching out to me. I was done, though. I'm like, dang. She had screwed at least 2 or 3 of my boyfriends while I was with them, when I wasn't with them anymore. You know, but you're supposed to have like a girl code. So I thought when guys are involved, if you know your friend like this dude, go with this dude, used to go with this dude, want to go with this dude, he's off limits to you forever. Because that's your homegirl, man. Period. Well, this girl she didn't live by that code at all. She tried to go with my boyfriends while I was going with them. I don't think any of the guys ever really went for her, except for one. I didn't really like him no way. She liked him. But she was like, oh, he liked you, you should go with him. So, I gave the ugly little boy a chance. And she only did it because they gave her opportunity to be around him because she liked him. Well, long story short, she tried to screw him in my bedroom. And we were number teenagers, like 14. This is what she did. Right. And then I heard later on in life, after we got like in our 20s, I was down here, she actually started dating him. I heard through the grapevine that he drug her, totaled her car, took her money, everything. And I laugh because that's what she did. I don't care. Then another one, who I claimed as my sister, we've been friends since I was 6 years old. Used to dress alike and everything. People thought we was real sisters. Our moms would shop together. We grew up in the same apartment building. To me, nobody was coming before her. No friend. Even though I had love for my other friends, but she was number one. And most of them knew that. So some of the other friends would be jealous of the relationship I had with her. Well, long story short on that, after I moved down south, she slept with my high school sweetheart. Well, she knew I was in love with that fool for years. I was in love. It took me a long time to get over him. Even after we moved down south, it took me a long time. And while I was down here crying and wondering what he was doing and all that, he was doing her. Okay? Best friend, sister. Another one grew up with in church. And we were the same age. She was always real fast. She was developed like a woman. You know, I was still looking like a kid. I had a kid body. She had a woman's body. So she was very fast. And I know for a fact she screwed at least one boyfriend of mine. He told me. She threw herself on him. And the funny part was, she came to me, she called me and was like, oh, you remember so-and-so? Didn't you used to go with him? I was like, yeah. You know, he had got locked up for a long time. I think like after I had moved or whatever. I was like, yeah, how he doing? He's still in jail or whatever. She's like, girl, he done got out of prison, girl. He live across the street from me. We've been kicking it, girl. We've been telling me how she was screwing him, y'all. I said, well, dang. I didn't trip. Because I wasn't like super in love with him or nothing. But that ain't the point. The principle is she knew that he was my boyfriend at one point. And she still screwed him and then had the nerve to tell me about it. And then asked me about another guy that I went with. And now these like middle school, high school relationships. Another little guy that I used to go with in middle school. she had ran into him like after we got grown, and he was fine. Like, he was a fine little boy, so I know he fine as a grown man. And child, I probably hadn't seen him in 35 years. But she had ran into him or something after we had got grown, and she was telling me about it. She like, yeah, you remember him? Didn't you used to go with him when you went to such and such school? I was like, yeah, that was my little heart right there. I used to love him. Now, mind you, y'all, I was still a virgin. Like, I wasn't out doing it. These girls was already having sex and stuff. So, it was easy for them to throw themselves or whatever. And so, anyway, long story short, she was like, yeah, he married now, this is and that. I was like, okay, well, I ain't surprised, you know, because he was a sweet little boyfriend. So, he probably, you know, was a sweet man. She like, yeah, but I don't care who used to go with him or who he married to. When I see him, I'm gonna get that. I was like, dang, okay. Ho. Then moved down here, started running with this whore. I didn't know she was a hoe, y'all. I was new to the city. I didn't know these people. She seemed cool to me. We met at work. I knew she was a pothead. And I found out later she was just straight up junkie. She did all kinds of drugs. But she was a whore. She screwed the love of my life. Now this man, I was grown. I met him. He was like 20, 21. Honey, I love me some him, like Tony Braxton said. Loved him. He was so fine. And it's not about looks. Because he was extremely good to me. Very, very good to me. Like, I didn't want for anything. And, you know, he appreciated the fact that I worked. You know, 2021, I had a corporate job. I had my own car. I had my own money. Like, you know, he was getting money. I ain't gonna lie, he was a dope boy. But I never needed him or wanted him for his money. That didn't matter because I already had my own. Which is probably, I'm pretty sure that's part of, one part of why he was attracted to me too, because it wasn't about his money. But I'll tell you this, if I asked him for something, no questions. It was back in the day when we used to sky page people. I sky page him. Before I could hit seeing good on the pager, he at the door knocking, or he calling the house phone. Whatever it is I need. Every weekend, he supplied money for my outings. Me and the whore that I was hanging out with, he would give me money every weekend. I would take that money, buy us outfits, buy our drinks in the club, pay our way in the club. Like, that was all on him. Just because he wanted to do that for me. Loved him, y'all. To this day, I still love that man. But God rest his soul, he passed away about 3 years ago. So, still heartbroken about that. But, yeah. But, you know, I ain't gonna say he was the best. He was good to me, and he wasn't no good when he screwed my friend, though. Okay, and I had always suspected it because I knew she was a whore, and she had two best friends that she had introduced me to, and I saw her screw both of their men. So I'm like, dang, it won't be nothing for her to do it to me. So I always had an eye on her, like, I know how you are. And when she got her chance to do it to me, she did. I suspected it. I never confronted either of them about it. I don't think I really wanted to know the truth. Because I loved them so much. I knew that was going to be hurtful. But some years later, he confessed and told me. The funny part, though, he was like, yeah, she ain't your friend. I'm like, really? What that make you, though? You screwed her too. Told me he screwed her in the park, in the car. Treated like a prostitute. she was going with his cousin. That's how I met him, because she was going with his cousin. We used to hang out with him, and one night he was with his cousin. His cousin was like, I want to hook you up with my cousin. I didn't even want to meet him because I was still heartbroken over my little Milwaukee love. But honey, when I saw him, I got over that little dude in Milwaukee quick. But yeah, so then that same dude screwed another friend of mine. Yeah, long story short, I used to work with this girl, and I had took him. He needed a ride one day. He was going to see his brother's son, so I took him to the baby mama house. Well, turned out his brother's baby mama was best friends with the girl that I used to work with, and she was very, very attractive girl. And I already knew he was a hoe, right? And hell, he couldn't help it. He was a hoe. He was so doggone fine. I'm talking about gorgeous. This dude was like flawless. Put you in the mind of like Shamar Moore, that kind of fine. So when he saw her walk in the door, now mind you, me and him we wasn't together. Because after we broke up, which was a different story why we broke up. But after we broke up, we did continue to be friends. I stopped sleeping with him. I wasn't doing none of that, because you know that's what keeps you caught up. But he was cool with just being my friend. Now this was right after he confessed to me about screwing the other girl. So back it up. When he see the girl walk in the door, I saw how he looked at her. I was like, oh, he's gonna go for that. And I didn't even care, y'all. At that point, I was like, I don't care, because I know too much. I done been through too much with him at this point. Like, yeah, I still loved him, but I was loving myself more. I remained friends with him, but wasn't no relationship. Well, long story short, he came in between me and that girl to stop us from being friends, so that he could, basically he was trying to set it up so he could be screwing her behind my back and still kicking it with me, or hopes of trying to get me back type of thing. But it backfired on him. So he ended up screwing her. And when she called me and went all off on me from whatever lie he had told her, and I just let her know straight up, look, girl, I know he fine and I know you want him. Go ahead, though. We ain't got to stop being friends because you want to screw him. Now, that was a test for her, though, because I'm like, let me see if she really a friend and see if she follow any type of girl code, too. Because a real friend would be like, hey, whether he your dude now or used to be or whatever, he trying to get at me, girl, I ain't going to do that to you. But instead, she wanted to believe what he was saying. He told a lie on me. So she wanted to believe it, I guess, to ease her conscience so she could do what she really wanted to do. Which I told her, you could do what you want to do. You can go and screw him. It means you can still be friends. Like, I don't care, we not together. He lying. She chose not to believe me. Well, that was that let me know what happened. So I was done with him and her. Never talked to either of them again. Several years go by. I was going into Walgreens, and I hear somebody calling my name. It was her. I'm going to tell y'all how far removed I was from the situation. I had totally forgot. When I saw the girl, I went back to her car and was like, hey, girl, how you doing? How your kids doing? I was genuine, like, dang, what's up? And she just had this look on her face. And she was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I was like, sorry for what? And she said his name. Immediately, I was like, oh, yeah, ho. That is right. Well, she said he drug her, took her through there. She had tears in her eyes when she was telling it. And I'm saying to myself, that's what the hell you get. Okay, I don't feel sorry for you. So I just looked at her. I was like, well, okay, girl, you take care. Thanks for reminding me why I stopped fooling with you. Low down. No good. But see, people like that, they stuff come back on them. You know, it'll come back on them. I ain't have to wish no ill will on him, her, none of the other girls, none. None of it. They got theirs. Yep. So, that's my story on friends. So, if y'all hear me talk like, when I say stuff like, I ain't never had no friend, I haven't. I've always been a friend. I wish to God I had a friend like me. Real talk. If any of y'all Tupac fans, y'all know he had a song back in the day called Friend Like Me. So you ain't never had a friend like me. That's how I feel. So I take my friendships very, very seriously because I know the type of friend I am. I'm going to have it back to the end. Very forgiving. But see, over the years, you know, after dealing with so many wretched and ungodly people, it's hardened me up. So I don't give too many chances now. You get one chance. You blow it with me, I'm done. Because sometimes you have to look at people and their character. See how they treating other people. Because that's how they going to treat you. Is it a two-way friendship? Or is it always just you doing something for them? So, that's why I feel the way I feel about friends, y'all. I ain't never had none. It break my heart sometimes, too. But it is what it is. I can't change that. Only thing I could do is choose people better. Or more wisely. You know? And so that's what I do. Don't get me wrong, I got some friends. I got a couple. Now, I do mean a couple that I would call a friend. But to God be the glory, because a lot of times that be God's protection. And stuff don't work out. People do you wrong, hurt you. You don't know why. He ain't want them in your life. And with me, he knew I wouldn't walk away, so he had to allow something that would cause me to want to walk away from all of them. Still love all of them with the love of the Lord. Wish them the best. I pray for their deliverance and salvation. That's all I got for them. If they hungry, I feed them because the Bible says so. But friends hanging out, kicking it, and all that, no, ain't no trust. And here now, at 40-something years old, you think you gonna come around my man? No, I'm busting your head to the white men. I'm not taking that no more. Okay, we ain't playing them games. We grown. Okay? But anyway, that's enough of that conversation. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about friendship. Tell me about your friends. You got some best friends? People you count as a best friend? Let me know in the comments. And as far as my review on the hottie sauce, must try. It's pretty good. I won't lie. I would try it again. Yep, I would. But anyway, until we meet again, y'all have a blessed, blessed day. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any uploads that I have coming. And again, just thank you all for tuning in. It's your girl Q signing off for the day. I hope y'all have a blessed day.